If you have teens involved in dating and relationships, you know it's a lot different these days. They're dealing with the challenges of social media, higher rates of depression, anxiety, and much more.
We're talking to the author of the new book, First Love, Guiding Teens Through Relationships and Heartbreak, and how the relationships teens have today are very different from their parents' generation. Lisa Phillips joins us. Good morning. Excuse me.
Good morning.
Now, obviously, some things have changed, like technology, but is it really that much different than we were kids? Every generation has to deal with, something new.
You're absolutely right. Every generation is going to be dealing with crushes, relationships, and heartbreak, but there are some distinct ways that this generation is different. You mentioned technology and social media. That is the big factor. Their hearts and their emotions and the people they're attracted to are with them 24/7 on their devices. Also, viewers should be aware that the research shows that young people are starting their romantic lives later. They're starting dating later than prior generations, and they are delaying things like their first sexual experiences as well. Another couple of things to keep in mind, this is a generation that increasingly identifies as something other than straight, somewhere along the LGBTQ plus spectrum. And also, this is a generation with historically high rates of depression and anxiety, and that is affecting the way that they live and love.
So why is this generation delaying intimacy or physical relationships? Is there something tied to anxiety? What have they thought the reasoning of that is?
I think there are a lot of theories about this. Yes, absolutely. There is some thought that this could be connected to rates of anxiety and depression. If you're not feeling good about yourself, it can be a challenge to connecting with other people. Another thing that we want to keep in mind when we think about why this might be so is that it's one of many aspects of adult life that research shows young people are delaying. They're getting their licenses later. They're moving out of their parents' home later. So dating and serious relationships and sex are a part of this not yet phenomenon that's going on with young people today.
And is the conventional wisdom that maybe this isn't a bad thing?
That's so interesting because on some level, I think any parent would be like, oh, what a relief. I don't have to worry about pregnancy,
Yeah.
sexually transmitted diseases, my kid being with the wrong person. But I think we also want to look at it that relationships can be such a source of joy, and healthy relationships are very key to a healthy, long life and our well-being. So in this light, it's maybe not such a good thing, especially when we think about the loneliness epidemic we're all facing, and that's hitting our pandemically affected young people in particular.
So how do we talk to this generation differently? I mean, you still want your kids to be able to talk to you. I'm sure you want to listen, don't judge them too much, but how do you tell them to look for red flags, all these things?
I think you emphasize something really important, that parents emphasizing connection over judgment. That is really, really key to keeping your child connected to you as they navigate the difficulties of relationships. And one of those difficulties is the potential for dating abuse, which affects out of every 3 teens. So as part of that parent-child communication, you want to teach your child to look out for red flags, such as, for example, love bombing, a partner who's super intense at first, showers your child with attention and affection. Sometimes that can lead to controlling behavior, where it's like, I love you so much, I need to be in touch with you all the time. You need to answer my texts right away. Those kinds of things are too controlling and not truly expressions of love. And that's something that parents can help their children recognize.
And what do you say to them about breaking up with someone and then handling the breakup?
Oh, breakups are so tough. I've interviewed more than 100 young people and parents, and they're tough on parents and they're tough on young people. It is real grief. So the big takeaway from those interviews is validating the young person's grief is incredibly important, no matter how long the relationship lasted, even if it was just a crush, if it was never defined as a relationship, the grief is very, very real. So you want to say, this is real human pain. Let's work through it. and give your child space to do so. But then after a certain period of venting and figuring it out, making sure that they move from the intense obsessiveness of breakup and breakup grief into perhaps ways that they can solve concrete problems, which gives young people a sense of power and agency. How to change your work shift so you're not interacting with the ex too much, how to get your stuff back from that person's house. Things like that will help young people move on from dwelling in it too deeply into how do I get my life and my sense of self back.
The book is First Love, Guiding Teens Through Relationships and Heartbreak. For more, you can check out Lisa's website and follow her on the socials. Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Time